So the prayer group is a charismatic community which is present in a diocese, parish, chapel, college, university, penitentiary, business, neighborhood, home, etc. Right? That's what we call a prayer group. We have three distinct elements of a prayer group. One is called the core group, the first element. The second one is the prayer meeting. And the third one is the perseverance group. I need somebody to read for me, all right, Acts 2, chapter 2, verse 1 to 4. Somebody to read that.
When the time for Pentecost was fulfilled, they were all in one place together. And suddenly there came from the sky a noise like a strong driving wind, and it filled the entire house in which they were. Then there appeared to them tongues as of fire, which parted and came to rest on each one of them. And they were all filled with the Holy Spirit and began to speak in different tongues as the Spirit enabled them to proclaim.
They were all in one place together. Who was in one place together? The apostles, the disciples, and Mary. Right? Those people were the first leaders that Jesus left. All right? When he was risen. All right? So he left those people as leaders. All right? So they were all together. And in that moment, all right, they experienced a Pentecost. They experienced the first come of the Holy Spirit upon them. All right? And they start to pray in tongues. All right? And they start to came to their hearts what they are going to do to save all the people. All right? The core group. So the core group members should experience and witness the baptism of the Holy Spirit. They are responsible for the prayer group as a whole. After they form the core group and they decide, well, this is what they felt in their hearts, what the Holy Spirit was telling them. So what they decide, they went to the second part of it, which is the prayer meeting, all right, which we go every week, all right, to the prayer meeting. So who wanna read for us the Acts 2 from 5 to 41?
Now there were devout Jews from every nation under heaven, staying in Jerusalem. At this sound they gathered in a large crowd, but they were confused because each one heard them speaking in his own language. They were astounded and in amazement they said, "Are not all these people who are speaking Galileans? Then how does each of us hear them in his own native language? We are Parthians, Medes, and Elamites, inhabitants of Mesopotamia, Judea and Cappadocia, Pontus and Asia, Phrygia and Pamphylia, Egypt and the districts of Libya near Cyrene, as well as travelers from Rome, both Jews and converts to Judaism, Cretans and Arabs. Yet we hear them speaking in our own tongues of the mighty acts of God." They were all astounded and bewildered and said to one another, "What does this mean?" But others said, scoffing, "They have had too much new wine."
Hold that. What is this part has to do with a prayer meeting? Well, this is when you are greeting people over there. People are coming in, all right? And you start to praise and worship over there. And some people are walking around and they hear the sound and say, "Well, what is that? What does that mean?" And they hear people praying in tongues and everything. So what's going on? I mean, they feel their hearts like a war, but they don't know what it is. They feel like that they want to go in there, but they don't know what it is. I don't want to ask you to read the whole thing in there, because the next step that starts on the 14, all right, it's Peter's speech. In 6 minutes, he converted how many people? 3,000 what? Men. Because they didn't count women, and children. When Peter says what he's saying over there, he starts to convert people with that speech. All right? And after that, he's going to worship the Lord, and he's going to thank God and everybody asking to be baptized at that moment, asking to know more about it. All right? So this is what we do. I mean, this is actually our prayer meeting. Right? That's the second part of our prayer group. That's the prayer meeting. The third part, or the third element, all right, is in Acts 2:42 to 47.
They devoted themselves to the teaching of the apostles and to the communal life, to the breaking of the bread and to the prayers. Awe came upon everyone, and many wonders and signs were done through the apostles. All who believed were together and had all things in common. They would sell their property and possessions and divide them among all according to each one's need. Every day they devoted themselves to meeting together in the temple area and to breaking bread in their homes. They ate their meals with exultation and sincerity of heart, praising God and enjoying favor with all the people. And every day the Lord added to their number those who were being saved.
When they decide to join the group, all right, they didn't decide to go to the core group or to have something. No, they said, well, we want to believe in this. We want to know more about this. So they stay together, and they doing four things, all right? They preserve in the doctrine of the apostles, the communal life, the breaking of the bread, and the prayers. So they stay together doing what Jesus has asked them to do. This part, all right, it's a perseverance group. So are the people that go to your prayer group, all right, or they go to a Life in the Spirit seminar, or they go to a conference, all right, and they want more. They say, well, I liked what I saw. They want to follow up. All right. So, and what do? I mean, the perseverance group, it grabs those people and get the leaders. They are in the prayer group for a long time, or for more time than the others, and those leaders will start to do what we are doing here right now. I mean, this teaching that we having today over here. It's a teaching that we do for perseverance group. All right, so for perseverance group, this way they can understand. They can understand what's going on.